Hey everybody, it's Michael with Fox 17. We have a very cool surprise for you guys. We are at the John Ball Zoo, and as you probably know, only amazing, wonderful, magical things happen here at the zoo. I am joined by Nick Milbratz, who is going to take us through what we were referring to as the penguin play-by-play. Nick, what are these penguins waiting for?
All right, so they are waiting for their routine exams with Dr. Ryan, our veterinarian. So we have a whole team down here, and you can see our penguins in the waiting room waiting to be caught up and to get the assembly line started.
Very cool. So they're in the waiting room. The doctor is ready for them. They call. What's this next step that we're looking at over here?
So Keeper Christie will catch them up, and then she will be handing them off to the individual that will bring them to Dr. Ryan, who's checking their lungs, their heart, checking their eyes, and comparing that with notes, and then passing it along to see if our vet techs, Heather and Kaylee, need to do a blood draw or not, and if Keeper David at the end of the line needs to do a beak trim.
And much like ourselves and our own doctors, you guys keep extensive medical records for all the penguins, so you can compare their past checkups with this year, correct?
Yep, that is absolutely correct, and we also compare that with just day-to-day observations that we see with the penguins. Of course, they don't tell us if there's something wrong. We have to keep a close eye on if their appetite changes or if maybe there's a slight limp, but they want to hide anything that might be wrong because that's just a natural instinct for most animals. They don't want predators to see that they're weaker than another individual and be easy to catch.
Right. And so moving down the line, we saw you guys are actually running through a metal detector.
Yeah, yes, that is true. So we don't want it to seem like there's a barrier, so it's easy for guests to throw things in as well. So we want to make sure that they didn't swallow any coins that got dropped in or rings that might have slipped off from people putting their hands above there.
Very well. So moving on just past that, if we come over this way, we can see the end of the this penguin conveyor belt of sorts, and they're finishing up here. You said that some of the penguins will actually have a blood draw taken.
Yep, that's right. So we can run their blood to make sure that they're nice and healthy. We don't do that every year for every penguin. We do that for specific ones because we don't want to put them through unnecessary tests. So it's just based on the information that we have and what we think is best for their overall health.
Gotcha. And as you guys watching from home can probably tell, this is the usual penguin habitat, but of course the water has all been drained out of it. What's that process and where do they go from here, Nick?
So this year there was a donor-led campaign to help do some routine repairs to the tank. And it was built in 1995, so we just have to keep up on some of the routine things. So this year they are going to be taken to a different location within the aquarium so that we can get some of those repairs done so everything's nice and ready for the public when we open in April.
All right, so this whole process is obviously very important for their health, but the average penguin lifespan, you were telling me, is about 8 to 10 years, but with good health care and paying attention to how they're doing from day to day, it seems like your penguins are living quite long.
Yes, that is true. So once they hit their teenage years, that's when they are showing signs of being seniors. So we're looking for joint issues as well. But we actually have 5 of our 26 that are in their 20s, and then we have one who is the second oldest Magellanic penguin on record, and he turned 35 in November.
And that would be Herbie, right?
Correct, Herbie. Yep.
Herbie. So how does that happen? I mean, second oldest in captivity on record, right?
Yes. There's a couple of things that go into it. The care and passion of the people taking care of them. Also, the John Ball Zoo is one of the few AZA accredited institutions that's been caring for Magellanic penguins for decades now. So we have a nice resource of the AZA, those other institutions. That's the Association of Zoos and Aquarium. But like I said, we've been taking care of them for so long, and it's just learning more and more and just continuing that excellent care.
Very well. So just making sure all the animals are healthy and all the habitats are up to speed for when zoo opens back up, right?
That's right, yep.
Very cool. And anything else we can have our audience out there looking forward to come the gates opening up?
Nothing specific. We have a lot of fun things planned for the season, so we'll keep you updated as we get closer to that opening date.
Very cool. Just constant growth, always moving at John Ball Zoo. All right. Thank you so much, Nick. And folks, that's kind of the process. One of my favorite days at the zoo, just making sure all these penguins, these very lovable animals, are in wonderful condition. So we will, of course, bring you more of that as we get closer to opening day at the zoo. But for now, that's it. This is Michael Martin at the zoo. Talk to y'all later.